Hey, it's Ashley with Painted Up, and we're going to do this craft kit for March. If you want the craft kit, if you type Crafty 2 in the comments on Facebook, I know this is later will be uploaded to YouTube, but if you're on Facebook watching it, you can type Crafty 2 and it will send you all the info to join and get a craft kit each month. This one's kind of a simple one, but it's really pretty for Easter. It says He is risen on it. I've already moved the pieces off, but I'm going to use this Minwax Dark Walnut stain to do the frame and the crown of thorns. So I'm going to lay that to the side, and I'm just going to take my old little rag here that is covered in stain, and I'm going to go around the edge. This is one of my favorite stain colors. It's a nice dark. And we're going to go in and we are going to go around the crown of thorns with this stain. I could have moved that out of the way, but I didn't. This is a very simple one this month, but it's so pretty and I love it so much. Alright, so I'm going to cap that back, and then I'm going to set these to the side so that they can dry, okay? So we're going to work on the backer. I think we're going to do it just plain white, maybe like a distress, not completely painted all the way, almost like a little whitewash. I'm going to do a real, probably needed to water that down a little bit, but we're going to go with it. In and just doing a really quick like brush strokes on here. I'm going to come back with my sanding block and just sort of to pull a little bit of this paint off, okay? We're going to get all of this painted in. I think I'm going to do my letters black, just so there's a little bit of contrast from the stain on the frame and the crown of thorns. I could have done the frame black too, but I decided to do it the brown. But you can paint yours, of course, whatever colors you want to. This is just a really simple craft this month. Everybody's busy with the springtime, so, and I loved this one because you can actually use it in a you know, you can use it just to put on a shelf. You can use you can put it on an easel. I've got a little easel I'm gonna put mine on. I'm gonna set it on, and or you can tie some twine at the back, staple some twine on the back of it, and you have a little hanging sign. So there's so many different ways that you can do this sign. So I'm really excited for you to paint yours. All right, so we're gonna let this just sit for a bit, okay? I'm gonna let that sit, and I'm gonna paint my letters here, okay? Actually, what I might do is I might paint the letters after I get them glued on, or I might even decide to not even paint them, just leave them unpainted, like leave them kind of just the basic like wood color. I don't know. We'll play around and see. I haven't decided yet. Let's dry this right quick. I'm gonna take the blow dryer right quick and just blow dry this really good. Well, I would if it was plugged up. Well, it is plugged up, but it's not coming on. There we go. block here. A little gator sander. I think that's what it's called. That's what I call it. I don't know what it's called. I think that's what it's called. But anyway, this little handheld sander here. And I'm just gonna rough up around the edges, kind of taking some of the paint off. And I'm also gonna go through these little lines right here and pull off some of the paint, like that. I'm just taking it back down to the bare wood behind there. So I'm just following that line that's on there, and I'm just going in and, uh-oh, got a little off the line there. It's okay. Gives it character. Okay. And then I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm just sort of lightly going over this. To pull a little bit of the paint off. Okay? And then that's what we end up with. Kind of like a shiplap sort of looking. I'm going to take just a bit of white paint right there. Yeah, there we go. All right. Now, let's take our glue, and I like Gorilla Wood Glue. That's my favorite. Doesn't dry clear, so try to be careful when you are using that because it does not dry clear. And we're going to put a little bit on the back side of our frame here. Doesn't take much. A little bit goes a long way. Okay. And then, actually, I think, yeah, there's some little notches on here, so it tells you in the corners where to put it, so to get it lined up. And then I'm just gonna hold it there for a second because when you cut thin pieces, sometimes if the wood has a little bow in it, it'll want to pop up on you. So I'm just gonna put a little pressure on it for a second to give it a chance to bond. Okay, and you can also take some clips. I'm throwing my clips actually. I like to use just binder clips. They work just as well as, you know, a clamp or anything like that. And they'll hold it together for you. And I can come and put one up here too. There we go. And that keeps it from popping up till it has a chance to dry. All right, so when I'm doing like little letters like this, I squirt a little bit of glue on a paper plate, or as I'm doing on my table right here. And then I take my letters and I dip them in that glue so it doesn't get a whole lot of glue on my back of my numbers or letters or whatever small pieces I'm using. And it just gives you just a little bit more control over your pieces, and you don't have to worry about cleaning up a bunch of excess glue. So, and you have the lines on there so you know where to put your letters, but that's just a little trick I use. I mean, I would not use the table like I do if you're doing it, you know, on your kitchen table or something, but these are my craft tables, so my paint tables, so it doesn't matter to me. But you can also use a paper plate. As you can see, these have been covered in paint a good bit, so they're good. They're fine. They are well loved. Many years of paint and glue. They even have a little texture to them from so much paint. Okay, so I'm just going through and I'm gluing all of these down and getting them lined up. I ended up breaking my end, and I could have went and cut another one, but when I glue it down, you're not going to be able to tell that it's broken, so I just went with it. And these little eyes are so thin. So I'm gonna stick that down in there. I don't know, I kind of like the fact that that eye is not straight. I'm over here doing this sideways and my letters are sideways. Okay, there we go. I feel like that is not the right thing. There we go. Okay, he is Rise. I do need just, maybe I got enough paint. This is my one that broke. So I want to make sure that I got enough glue on there on the back with it. Only because it did break. And that's something to remember too. If you ever get something and the pieces are broken, they just came apart, you can, when you glue it down, you're not going to be able to tell it. So don't stress over that if you have a piece that's broken. Because things sometimes happen in shipping and transporting. So, okay. All right, so that is with no stain or anything, just the natural letters. And I think I kind of like it with, I'm gonna put this on and see first, but we'll see. I mean, I know this is pretty basic and pretty self-explanatory, but now I'm not really worried about all the holes in the crown of thorns. I'm just putting them on there and going with it. Putting the glue on there. The little holes, it's gonna, you're not gonna be able to see it anyway. So there we go. Put that on there. Okay. And I'm trying to put it like, there's the first line and the second line here. I tried to start it like right at that second line to get it centered. But there we go. I think that turned out really pretty. And, you know, you can, and like I said, I'm going to use an easel and just kind of set it on an easel to display. But you can tie some twine on the back and use some twine to hang it by if you wanted to hang it. There's so many different ways you can use this. You can just put it on a shelf. You can put something in the back to where you can hang it on the wall. You can do whatever. But I thought this turned out really cute, and I decided just to leave my letters natural. But if you would like to paint your letters a different color or do something, purple would be pretty. You can do it whatever. And you can even paint this like black if you wanted to. And there's so many different options. So I can't wait to see what you do with yours. Make sure that once you paint it, send me a picture or post it and tag me so I can see it. Thanks, friend. Have a great day.